Hi everyone, my name is Jenna and I am here today to talk to you about abortion and the pro-life side of abortion. So I never imagined that I would live in a world where child murder is supported by a number of people. But I want to tell you today that that is the world that you are living in right now. People support or at best are indifferent to the fact that innocent children are being murdered in their mother's womb. I have been a pro life supporter for many years and have researched this topic in relation to my religion and, in general, just to be educated and have an informed opinion about this very popularized topic. I want to talk to you today, firstly, about what abortion is. Then, I'm going to go through a couple of the popular pro choice arguments and their rebuttals to that, and then why women really have abortions. And so we're going to get right into it. I want to talk about what abortion is because I feel like it is one of the best arguments for pro life. I feel like explaining what it actually is and going through a couple of the actual procedures is one, very graphic, and two, speaks for itself. To know what you're actually supporting and to know what is actually happening in this country every day. That is, in my opinion, a very good argument for itself. So, abortion, by definition, is the deliberate termination of a human pregnancy, most often performed during the first 28 weeks of pregnancy. So there are a couple different kinds of abortions. We're not going to go through all of them. We don't have time to do that, but we are going to go through a couple of them and then we will be seeing a video of one of them. So the first one we are going to go through is a second trimester, and this is called a dilation and evacuation. So 24 hours before the actual abortion, um, there is a seaweed placed into the woman's cervix to help open the cervix to prepare for this. And the seaweed grows inside of the woman's cervix and opens that up for her. And then when she comes back in, a speculum is placed inside of her vagina to open that up. Then a suction tube is placed inside of the vagina into the uterus, and the amniotic fluid that surrounds the child is then sucked out. So once that suction is done, they take a clamp called a Sofer clamp, and they will go into the uterus and they will grab what they can, what they feel when they feel like they've got something that they've grabbed. They will then yank and pull very hard to dismember the child inside of the womb, and piece by piece they grab an arm, they grab a leg, they grab the bottom of the torso, they grab intestines, they grab everything they can until the baby is out. So one thing, the hardest part about that kind of abortion is getting the head out, because the head is so large at that time. During pregnancy, they have to take the head, and once they feel like they've gotten the head, they will then crush the head, and then they will remove the head in pieces. After they remove all of the pieces, they reassemble the baby to make sure that they have all of the pieces there. Um, and then they will take a tool and scrape the lining of the uterus. Um, there are so many complications with second and third trimester abortions, due to, just the fact that the baby is so big, and it can just cause a lot of issues. So now we're going to go into a third trimester abortion called injection and stillbirth. So basically what happens here is the baby is injected into the face, the heart, or just the torso area. They will be injected with a poison, digoxin, and they will be injected with a lethal amount of this. It will cause cardiac arrest in the child, and once that takes effect, they will die. So again, seaweed is placed into the mother's cervix to slowly open it, and then after the baby dies, she'll kind of walk around with her dead baby inside of her for a number of days, and then the seaweed is replaced to open the cervix further. They will double check that the baby is dead. If the baby is not dead, they will give another dose of that digoxin, and they will ensure that the baby is dead. Um, so sooner or later, the mother will go into labor, and then the mother is instructed to either get to a clinic as fast as she can, or if she cannot make it, she's instructed to give birth, usually on a toilet. And then the abortionist, if she cannot make it and she has to do that, the abortionist will come help her clean up and dispose of the baby. And if she does make it, then the abortionist will obviously help her dispose of the baby there and walk her through that birth. If the baby is not coming out in one piece or does not come out whole, they will then perform a D&E, which is a dilation and evacuation, which is what I just explained with second trimesters. Where they pull apart the limbs of the child one by one and then place them on a table and make sure that they have all of them together and all that kind of stuff. So, abortion, without a doubt, is the intended killing of children, of human children, inside of their mother's womb. I now want to go into some popular arguments that pro-choice people make. So the first is going to be that it is your body, so it is your choice. While you do in fact have a body and you do have a choice to do what you would like with your body, we are not talking about your body. There is a body inside of your body, and it's got its own DNA, it's got its own heart, it's got its own lots of things. It was set to have a hair color and an eye color from the moment it was conceived. So from the moment of fertilization, all of those things were set. Also, to rebuttal that argument, we as women and we as a society and as human beings have legal restrictions on what we can do with our body. We're not legally allowed to go prostitute, but it is our body. We're not legally allowed to take our body and go drunk drive, but it's our body. There's a number of things that we are not allowed to do with our bodies, even though they are our bodies. Another argument is being against abortion is being against women's rights. 50% of aborted children are girls who have lost the right to live. That's not being for women's rights. It doesn't kill a baby, it's a fetus. A fetus is a name for a stage in development in a child's life, in a human's life. Just like an infant or a toddler is a stage in a child, so is a fetus or any other kind of term that you would like to use for that. It is still a child. Another argument that is made is that life doesn't really start until birth. This is a really dangerous line, and it was very incorrect. Life begins at conception, and a website on Princeton University has a number of resources and doctors and biologists telling you otherwise. And if you're going to say that life doesn't start until birth, then a full-term baby who is still inside a mother's womb, the only difference is location. The life doesn't start because it's now outside of the womb. The life starts when it starts growing. If abortions are illegal, people will go get butcher abortions. And this people totally will, but just because people are going to do things outside of the law, it doesn't mean that we should make them legal or available to them. People still rape people still murder people. That doesn't mean that we should make them legal so that they can do it legally. Now I want to go into a couple of things of why women get abortions. And this is the chart that I'm going to show you. So this chart is telling us the reasons why women get abortions. So this 25% is that they are not ready for another child or the timing is wrong. This 23% is that they can't afford a baby right now. They don't have the means to. 19% have other people depending on them, or they feel like their child growing years have gone. 8% don't want to be a single mother, or they're having relationship problems. 7% don't feel mature enough to raise another child, or they feel too young. 6%, this category was named other and wasn't given another explanation. This 4%, this would interfere with their educational plans or careers. For another 4% for physical problems or problems with health. This 3% is a possible problem affecting the health of the fetus. And then we go into these little 0.5%. The husband or partner wants me to have an abortion, or parents want me to have an abortion. I don't want people to know that I had sex or got pregnant. And also, I was a victim of rape. Those are the reasons that people have an abortion. So, a child's life should not be deemed valuable because of its location, because of its stage of development, because of its desirability, its convenience, or dependability on any level. All of those aspects can be applied to children outside of the womb. So it is a dangerous thing that we're doing when we're saying that all of these things are legitimate reasons to kill children inside of the womb. So, as I wrap this up, um, this is such a serious and drastic topic. I want to remind you of a few things. Um, Abortion is murder. Abortion is murder. The popular arguments for abortion are easily torn apart and can be directed back to the issue of human rights. You yourself, you live in a country that has popularized, that has glorified, and that has justified the killing of unborn children. Every day, 2,900 children die from abortion. That's straight from an abortion statistic.gov. And I hope today that I have opened your eyes and that you see a little bit clearer now what you are supporting or what you are being indifferent to. And I hope that it changed your mind. Thanks so much.